It's October 12th, 2025, 9:31 a.m., yo. This girl named Charnay I used to talk to. Look, back in the day when I was driving that cab around, I met Charnay in 2012 at the gas station. I saw her, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, what's up? She was fine as hell, whatever, got her number. Later on, she had told me a story, and she just said she thought that she had hepatitis or something, but I didn't know for certain, you know what I'm saying? She told me that by like 2000, this was either the end of 2012 or the beginning of 2013. I went to this place called Starters with Chardonnay. I thought it was Fridays, but it was Starters, and it was on Plymouth and Southfield. Starters was on Plymouth and Southfield. I think it was between Greenfield and Southfield. I went with her there a few times. She went to Wayne State University. I had like kissed on Chardonnay and stuff, and like kissed on her titties and stuff. But me and her never had sex. We never physically had sex. I recall, but we used to tell each other everything, yo. Like she was cool as fuck. We used to tell each other everything. And one particular day, we outside of Wayne State University, or outside of her apartment, dorm or whatever. And it was this one dude walking with like his homeboys, and she told me that she pointed out one dude that she had sex with. And I thought that was a nigga that possibly, like, if she did contract hepatitis, I thought that was the one who had it. It was some dude that was like, walk with his homeboys and then like was pissing. Like, and I was like, which one you mess with? She was like, it was the one over there pissing. It was some nigga that was taking a piss. And by 2000, this is either late 2013 or early 2014, I sent her a message, and I was like, let me think, because I talked to Charnay when I was in Florida. I remember her calling me up in Florida. Yeah. This was 2000. This was either late 2013 or like January 2014. I sent her a text message, and I was like, you still got hepatitis ABCDEFG or something like that. I was just playing with her. I was just joking because I didn't think she had it. I thought she went and got tested and found out she didn't have it. So that was the main reason why I made a public apology to Charnay, because I was like, yeah, she told me something personal, and then I kind of flipped it on her. That was the reason why that public apology consisted of that. And she told me that her cousin was Dennis. That was a nigga in our old neighborhood that used to stay on Minnock and Schoolcraft back in the day. Man, look. One day I'm driving through St. George. At night, I used to always drive around at nighttime. One day, I drove through this little area called Grover. Grover is literally right next to St. George. It's probably like a block long. It's a little-ass town. But it's a convenience store in Grover. And right across the street from that convenience store is a car wash, or what used to be like a little... It's not a actual like whole car wash. It's a place that you could just pull up and then like wash your car down with a little spray thing and stuff. It's like a manual car wash, you know, your own personal car wash. You could just get out, but it's no longer that no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like an abandoned car wash, and it's still a trash can over there. So every single night, at least once out the week, I would just be driving around trying to clear my mind, driving around through St. George all night, yo, and one day I pull up at that garbage can that's over there by that little, across the street from that convenience store in Grover, where a garbage can, where the car wash, or what used to be a car wash, was at. And I saw like 2 sets of roses at the garbage can. Like, it was sitting on top. It wasn't inside the garbage. It was sitting on top of the garbage can. And all of the roses wasn't dead. You feel me? All of them wasn't dead. So I grabbed one set and left it on my Aunt Zinda porch. I grabbed another set and left it on my Aunt Elder porch. It was the fucking thought that count. You feel me? It was just the thought that count. So my cousin Rainey hit me up and was asking me, like, are you trying to like relay a message, or is that like a sign or something? I'm like, no. I was like, those roses, I was looking at them like, shit, like they look kind of all right. She was like, nigga, the roses was dead as fuck. I'm like, yeah, some of them was, but some of them wasn't. And I could tell that they was at some type of a stand because they still had the tag on them. So maybe somebody had them at a stand and just got rid of them, or maybe like somebody like was just throwing away some roses that they got from like Walmart a while back or something though. But they were literally bunched up. It wasn't like they was just single, like all over the place or something. They were still like wrapped up in the thing that you put the roses in. So I think people trying to mock me now, yo. I be paying attention to stuff that I be seeing online, and I feel like people is trying to fucking mock me, yo. Listen. It's been a lot of times these ladies has told me secrets in the past and I kept it a secret, and I just chose to be way more like discreet about things. So even when I made public apologies, the main reason why I didn't specify certain things was because it was certain things that ladies told me and I still wanted to basically respect their fucking privacy, yo. So when I think about that lady in Reedsville, look, let me just break this shit down right quick for the 10,000th time. Listen, I was living in Fort Myers. I moved up out of Fort Myers, went to Tallahassee, left Tallahassee, went to Detroit for about 2.5 months, came back to Tallahassee, and I met this one girl named Sharice in November 2018, yo. Me and her was having sex up until December 10th, 2018. And then I moved to St. George, South Carolina. Everybody was saying that's a better move for you. When I got to St. George, South Carolina, I was still talking on the phone back and forth with Sharice. By like the end of December or January or the end of 2018 in like December, the end of December 2018 or the beginning of January 2019, Sharice opened up to me and she told me about some African nigga that she met at this club called The Moon and how this dude burnt her, yo. And she was basically opened up to me and she was expressing to me that's why she got fucked up anxiety or some African nigga burnt her that literally, you know, she met at The Moon on some one night stand type shit. That was the reason why I said a public apology to Sharice. When she opened up to me in 2000, in late December of 2018 or early 2019, I don't remember the exact day. I was just like, well, yo, why you ain't telling me? Why you ain't telling me? But it was a wrap. The main reason why I stopped fucking with Sharice though was because I heard some nigga in the background one day I was on the phone with her, and I took the phone away like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, she ain't got to worry about me calling her no more. You know what I'm saying? So I went celibate all the way up until June 2021. Met this girl in Walterboro that worked at the gas station, hung out with her that night, came back to the Quaker Road in St. George, South Carolina. She started texting back and forth, and I got paranoid thinking that she was trying to set me up based on the way she kept on texting back and forth on Facebook Messenger. So I took her back to Walterboro, dropped her off. I received oral sex from her in Walterboro, and I thought she stole my gun. I didn't trust her. When I got back to St. George, South Carolina, on the Quaker Road where I was living at, I realized the gun was sitting on the dresser. I was like, damn, yo, I thought that girl stole my gun. I had told her to get out probably like a couple 100 feet away from where she lived at because I was mad at her. I thought she stole my gun, you know, because I just didn't trust her. You know what I'm saying? Even after I received oral sex, I was in Walterboro, yo. Then I got oral sex again from this girl named Jana in Holly Hill, yo. Holly Hill. I was in her car when I received oral sex from her. She was talking about she wanted to have sex. I had like fingered her a little bit and then received oral sex from her. You know what I'm saying? I went down on her too, you feel me? But I didn't have sex. I was like, nah, maybe some other time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have sex because I felt bad after I like basically received oral sex from her. And that was in Holly Hill. And then by November 2021, I had sex with this lady named Shar in St. George, South Carolina. That was the one and only time I had sex in St. George, South Carolina, yo. And I was on a Quaker Road, had sex with her one time, that was it. February 2022. And then hold on, let me just rewind real quick. January 2022, I went and got tested. I told them I just don't feel right. My skin don't feel right. And they gave me antibiotics because that's basic procedure when you go get tested. I went to Federal Healthcare. Then by February 2022, I had sex with this lady in Reedsville, South Carolina. She told me her name was Alicia. It wasn't. Her name was Martha. I knew that because I looked up the house online and her name came back as Martha. Had sex with her one time and one time only. You know what I'm saying? That lady had a teenage daughter. I think she had a teenage son. Also, she had a brother that was a few years younger than me. I could just tell by observation that dude was a little bit younger than me. You know what I'm saying? Started off like giving her a massage or whatever. Had sex with her. The whole time I hit her from the back. So I didn't see her face. I didn't see nothing from the front. When I got done having sex with her, she was laying on the bed. I got rid of I took the condom off, and then the condom came up missing. I said, where that condom? What happened to that condom? She's like, I don't know. She was playing with herself with like a vibrator or whatever. And I was like, yeah, let me see. And then she moved the vibrator out the way. She had a big bump on her vagina, yo. You know what I'm saying? So that made me a little paranoid then. But then when I feel like my skin was a little sensitive, by March 2022, I went and got tested in April and in May of 2022 and stay on the safe side at Federal Healthcare. So it was ladies that would literally prepare themselves and brace themselves to come to work to be messy on purpose because a big shitty alliance got formed against me when I was at the Walmart distribution center. You know what I'm saying? So It was times women put a ring on their finger and they weren't even married, and then they'll go online and make up a lie and say that I was trying to get at them. I have been celibate, you know what I'm saying, since February 2022. It's probably August of 2022, September 2022, and it's just a whole bunch of shitty ass lies being made up. So that helped me just maintain my celibacy all over again. And I've been celibate still since February 2022. I reached out to the police to let them know my phone is being hacked. It's people trying to socialize with minors with my image. It's people trying to sabotage me to look like I'm having sex with men. And they hacking in my Google accounts, creating other accounts, probably on WhatsApp, and then messaging messaging gay men, and then also messaging possibly minors. They trying to sabotage me. And then y'all need to get on this, because soon enough, if you don't, then somebody's going to try to physically sabotage me. So somebody's going to put some sleeping pills in my food or something, probably drug me into a state of, wait till I'm into a deep, unresponsive state of unconsciousness, and then make a bigger mockery of me. You know what I'm saying? So I reached out to the police when I was in South Carolina. I reached out to the police when I was in Michigan. I reached out to the police when I was in California, because I realized the repetitive pattern that was going on, and all of them ignored me. Every time. So I feel like people be mocking me when I look online, yo. When I was in California, everybody was come through, nigga, come through, pull up. Everybody in Detroit was saying that shit. I fucking got back to Detroit and everybody went mute on me, went MIA on me, yo, completely. I went to the IUIC building one day. You know what I'm saying? And then I went on Schoolcraft in Greenfield like a week later. Grabbed me a pop, grabbed me a soda, and went driving down 96 and ran into this dude named Danny. You know what I'm saying? On the service drive. I'm like, hey, what up, bro? Pull up. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, pull up at the gas station. And he was like, oh, I gotta go to work. I'm like, man, tell Marvin them they on some whole shit, bro. Them niggas ain't said a single word to me since I've been back. When I came to the IUIC building, I saw this one dude named Monty we used to know, but he don't call himself Monty no more. He call himself Anais or something like that. And he was like, you talked to Marvin them? I heard the voice and it sounded familiar. And I'm like, hey, I know you met. And I'm like, oh, that's Monty from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I used to stay on Linden, the Evergreen. I'm like, no, I ain't. I told him, I was like, them niggas literally went MIA on me. They was telling me to pull up. And then when I finally came back to Detroit, they went MIA. I went to Southwest Detroit with my auntie Mary one day to pick up my cousin JJ. I saw Denzel standing on Telegraph in Finkel, yo. Like, and when he was standing on Telegraph in Finkel, it was like he had signaled my auntie or something, like gave her some type of a signal, like. And then I sent him a text like, bro, I think I just saw you. So a big secretive alliance got formed against me. All because August 2024, I made a public apology to everybody. And I said, look, my apologies to all the ladies that I used to talk to back in the day. A lot of women took that as an opportunity to try to make up a brand new lie and make a brand new mockery of me. You feel me? It's been some niggas who was hateful toward me, and they felt like I don't like this nigga, but I want a reason. So I'm gonna use my baby mama, and I'm gonna tell her to make up a lie and say, yeah, say that nigga try to grab your ass, say that nigga try to holler at you. Niggas got aunties or nieces or daughters or something like that, and they would literally sit back and watch some lady that's old enough to be my mom make up a lie about me, and then be like, no, I don't fuck that shit. Oh, no, I don't like that nigga. And then they would actually try to like spark up an alliance online. And then I don't mean like publicly spark up an alliance. When you in a gang, when you in some type of a brotherhood, everybody know you already. You don't have to make a public statement and let it be known what you a part of. You feel me? So somebody would just talk to somebody else in a secretive way and say, yeah, that nigga right there, make shit worse for him, fuck shit up for him. I went to Starters with that girl Chardonnay. I was supposed to come pick her up. Before I even picked her up, I got pulled over by the police. I was begging the police, like, man, please do not give me another ticket. I was like, I just got a ticket for driving in a cab the other day because I didn't have my cab license. I was 22. You got to be at least 25 to drive a cab. I was 22 back in that day. I was 22 because it was still cold outside. I wasn't even 23 yet. So this was either late 2012 or early 2013. Chardonnay, with me and her was supposed to go to Starters on Plymouth. I got like 5 tickets or something like that. I'm like, please, man, please. I'm like, I already got like 10 tickets the other day. He said, you just got 5 more. That's what the police said to me. That's how I ended up getting a whole bunch of tickets driving around in that fucking cab, yo. But it was my fault. I had no business doing that, you know what I'm saying? But I was trying to help my mom out, make money and all of that. That was the time when shit was fucked up financially. So, what people has done with me, toward me, every single year the same thing happened. A brand new lot gets sparked up, and then somebody else come forth and say, yeah, fuck that nigga, I don't like that nigga. It's the same exact repetitive pattern. It's the same exact pattern, yo. So I was looking at the singer SZA online, and I saw them putting up roses and stuff like that. Yo, like, I don't know. I said before, I reached out to this lady. I never got a response. I feel like God been talking to me about her. God been talking to me about Lotto. I think somebody's lying on me, and they said that I'm dealing with some type of a case, or I'm fighting a case. I'm not fighting a case right now, yo. It's somebody lying on me. That's what's going on. August 2024, yo. My mom came back for that condom reunion around Southwest Detroit area. I already let it be known about how I feel about my mom and my sisters, and people now don't look the same, feeling like certain people been cloning and stuff. I already spoke on all of this. I spoke on the visions that I got and all of that. So, when she went back to, when she flew up out of Michigan and went back to home, she lost her Galaxy 15 at the airport or something like that. My Galaxy 15 got water damaged all of a sudden. It was in my book bag. I wasn't around any water. It was in my book bag in my Auntie Mary house. I tried to turn that fucking phone on, and it got ink blots in it, and it got the screen cracked. So that told me right there, somebody literally put this phone in some water. Why did my Galaxy 15 get damaged? Why did it get water damaged? Who water damaged it? Why? What's been getting hacked to the point where somebody feel like they got to erase some type of evidence? You feel me? That's the type of questions I ask. So people has looked at me and rolled their eyes at me. I've caught some ladies look at me and they roll their eyes at me and they look at me like, nigga, you should be happy, nigga. We heard about you, whatever. So a lot of lies been told on me. I said a long time ago, yo, I lied on my dick back in like 2015 or late 2014 when I was talking to this girl named Jerica. I said I wanted to fuck her so bad I lied on my dick. You know what I'm saying? Took a fake picture, you know what I'm saying, whatever. I came forth and like, I admitted that years later, you know what I'm saying? I lied on my dick. I went online one day, searched up, just searched up like the same dick that matched my skin complexion, you know what I'm saying? Because I had a shallow conversation with this girl named Jerica back in the day. I never had sex with Jerica. So when I spoke on all that stuff that happened and took place while I was in jail from June 25th to July 25th, 2015, you feel me? All of that was revealed to me by God. You feel me? All of that. My cousins told me that don't sound like God. That's petty right there. That's petty right there. I said, if somebody like make up a lie about me or try to frame me or sabotage me, how's that petty if God revealing to me what's going on around me? If people moving in a secretive way. That was the day she pulled up on me basically trying to fight me. She pulled up because she was mad about stuff that I basically spoke on. One day I was driving in my auntie car and I was mad. I was going off on everybody. I was cussing everybody out. And she had a right to be upset by me basically speaking on some stuff that was personal. I understood that. But when I brought up a lottery business that I came up with, that I created, literally, I created from scratch. You know what I'm saying? A calendar that I made. She was like, did you win the lottery? Did you win the lottery? Did anybody else hit the lottery? She rhetorically asked me that, but she didn't admit that a business of mine got stolen. And my auntie put something in my possession to try to frame me to look like I got some perverted ass, nasty ass granny panty obsession. No disrespect to my auntie now, but it fucked me up how I left South Carolina and things got way worse. And everybody sat back and watched that shit get way worse. That's crazy to me, yo. And then I was like, all right, cuz, you got to go. When she got out the car and started hitting me in the face, she wasn't hitting me directly, but she was just doing this. Kept doing this. I'm like, all right, you got to go, cuz. I'm not about to fight you. You my family and you a girl. I'm not about to hit a female. And then she like, well, this my house right here. This is my house. This is my whole family stay on this block. My whole family stay on this block. So around that time, that was around the time when I left St. George, because I was like, well, who am I? You're not saying that our whole family, yeah, we grew up in this house. You saying my family. So I'm like, okay, I'm out. I'm up out of here. I was planning on leaving before that, though. So I thought that when I made that public apology, a lot of ladies would have respected the fact that I did not put them on blast and speak on times when I saw certain bumps that on certain ladies and stuff like that, or I saw certain, I thought a lot more ladies would have been more respectful. They doubled down on me and then shitted on me even more. I'm having dreams of my mom and my sisters asking me for help in California. I'm having visions and dreams and all kind of fucked up shit going on, trying to figure out what's going on, because it's a lot of people that's upset with me that I'm part of the 144,000 Israelites, so they just looking for a reason. They looking for a reason. It was a whole lot of people that was in gangs and brotherhoods and sisterhoods at that testimonial shelter. Yo, I saw that, yo. I saw that. Clearly I saw that. So a big public announcement was announced a long time ago, and they said, that guy right there, do not do your job. Do not do what you was basically, what your career is entitled for you to do. When it comes to AJ Alvin Brandon Jr., act like you don't know what's going on. When he hit you up, when he call y'all up, or he reach out and he say, I think somebody did something to me in my sleep. I think my food got drugged. I think somebody did something to me in my sleep. Say, oh, I don't know. Oh, well, they said it was no footage. Just be very, very, very rude to this guy. Whole time I was at the Regal Tower Apartments, all day, every fucking day, my phone got hacked. I had to basically order another debit card. They never sent that motherfucking debit card in the mail, yo. All kind of fucked up shit happened. Ain't it crazy how I'm literally online saying I am under attack by people that are Masons and Eastern Stars, yo. I am under attack by people that are in gangs. Some Bloods, some Crips, probably. I don't have anything against any of these people, but there has been people who's targeted me, literally targeted me. You feel me? And they still do it. So that tells me right there that somebody in law enforcement said, do your best. Do your worst, I mean. And if some lady made up a lie about me, why couldn't nobody come and talk to me directly? If some lady basically said something about me that you believe was some fucked up and scandalous, nobody held a single conversation with me, yo. I said for a long time now, if there's some celebrity who think they talking to me, talk to me in person, yo. In person. Because this cell phone shit is all fucked up. My cell phone been hacked plenty times, yo. Fucking Facebook, not even real fucking Facebook. Get on Facebook and look up thousands of names and that shit don't even pop up. Then I record a video, let it be known that I looked up a bunch of names on Facebook and it didn't show up. But then somehow some type of unlock happens on my phone. It's right in everybody's face. And they just sitting back watching, enjoying this shit. Because they said, oh, I heard you did something fucked up back in the day. So what we go do is we go round some new people up, and then we go make up another lie. Think about how evil it is for somebody to reach out to a teenager and tell a teenager to make up a lie. When I came back to Michigan for my cousin Evie funeral, yo, I felt bad because Evie was like my sister growing up. So I took down a post off of my little cousin Piggy or my little cousin Brianna Facebook because I feel bad. I basically said, you know, you need to quit being a liar. You need to quit lying. I don't know what happened in August 2013, yo. I don't know what happened. My cousin JR threw a party at my mom's crib. He threw some type of a birthday party at my mom's house. You know what I'm saying? Well, we stayed on West Chicago and Greenfield, or West Chicago and Terry to be exact. I walked in the room after the barbecue was over with. I was about to go out to the club with Teray and JR that night. And before we went to the club, I walked in the room and I saw a condom, an unrolled condom. Took it out the wrapper and unrolled it and put it on the dresser. I saw that shit in the room that I was in my room. I just laughed because I thought that maybe one of my little cousins went through my pornos, was going through my condoms and shit like that. And I'm about to go get looked at because it seemed like ever since the 1st of October, I've been sneezing and coughing a lot, yo. I don't know if it's the change of climate, what the fuck, but I don't have allergies. You know what I'm saying? So, me and JR and Teray went to the club that night with everybody else that was from Finkel. I was supposed to meet up with this girl named Shoni that night. I didn't. I had told them to drop me back off at the crib later on that night. They ain't dropped me off. I ended up walking I got into an argument with them niggas or whatever. I ended up walking all the way to Kentfield and motherfucking Finkel. Told this nigga Mark, hey man, let me get a ride, bro. Give me a ride back to the crib. You know what I'm saying? Got into an argument with him and this dude named Suge. I vividly remember this. I remember laughing sitting in the back of the car because Suge was like, Marv, you better tell this nigga. And I remember sitting in the back of the car like, yeah, tell him, Marv, because like back in the day, back in my teenage years, all we did was fight. You know what I'm saying? But I remember sitting in the back of the car like, man, yeah, he don't know me, man. I'm like, yeah, tell him, Marv. But we had got into an argument or whatever. When I realized that he wasn't really giving me a ride back, I left. You know what I'm saying? I walked all the way back to where I stayed at on Chicago and Greenfield. I vividly remember some lady pulling up in some raggedy truck, pulling up on me and trying to like grab my dick and trying to give me some head and asking me like, what you doing? You want to get in the car? That lady teeth was rotten. Yo, you know what I'm saying? That lady, her car looked like she been living in it for like 3 years. That lady, I could just tell, like, that lady, she just looked like she was very unclean, yo. I ain't even gonna lie. I think that lady just had a motive to try to, like infect somebody or some shit like that. And I was like, no, I'm good. It's been so many lies that's been told on me. Every year, the same thing repeats itself. A lot of these ladies found out that I was part of the 144,000 Israelites, and they chose to be malicious. And I don't give a fuck about what you say about me. I don't care. But when it comes to my immediate family and all of that, I said before, I wouldn't be surprised if certain people end up hurt or dead. Look, yes, I will. You know what I'm saying? I was mad driving in my auntie car. I was real upset. But the truth is, I would be upset. I would be surprised. Because there was a lot of foul shit that was happening, yo, around that time. My phone kept getting hacked. I had just walked up out of the cell phone place right around the time I made that video. And I chose to just say, sorry for everything. Hey, my bad, my apologies. A lot of stuff I said wasn't true. I just tried to move on for the better. People took that and doubled down on me again. And tried to make it look like that I just created this whole big fucked up ass motherfucking story or some shit like that. It's ridiculous to me the shit that I've been through. When I was in Cali, it wasn't a hey, what up type of vibe. It was a nigga fuck you type of vibe. But I could like the whole time I was in Cali, yo, it was just constant bullshit. And I said this before, I say it again. Niggas has literally done some of the most craziest fucked up shit that was in gangs. They be walking around bragging about how they doing the worst things to other people. Don't nobody say nothing to them. Don't nobody do anything to them. But me, I'm over here practicing abstinence, celibate for over 3 years. I've been celibate since February 2022. I've been practicing semen retention since November 2023. I haven't smoked weed, smoked tobacco. I haven't drank a liquor alcohol, you know what I'm saying, since February 2023. You know what I'm saying? And people is going out their way to just keep on creating new falsified statements and scenarios up on me constantly. And they expect me to just sit back and watch these people that's literally in certain brotherhoods and stuff just do this kind of stuff. So I don't know what happened with my little cousin, like Piggy back in the day. I don't know what happened with my little cousin Brianna. I don't know, yo. Like, I don't know what kind of lie she made up. When I first got to when I first got to California, July 12, 2024, my older cousin Michelle said, I apologize on my behalf, but she didn't tell me. But that told me it must be something bad that she said she apologized on her behalf. They never told me. So I just let it all go. I let it all go, yo. But then I did put a message up on her Facebook like, yeah, you need to stop lying or whatever. But after my cousin Evie funeral, I felt bad. You know what I'm saying? And I took that down. So that was just me opting out of everything and trying to be peaceful. So when I came back to Michigan, I thought shit was going to get better. It got way worse. The same shit happened in Michigan. People went back to doing the same exact thing, trying to frame me, trying to lie on me, trying to sabotage me, possibly drug my food. And I reached out and ain't nobody say nothing. So this video is probably going to vindicate me in some type of way, and some crooked ass agency worker or crooked ass police officer go say, okay, now I can do my job, I guess. Sick of this shit. People trying to make it look like that I don't have a connection to God. People is lying on me, and they're trying to make it look like somebody is giving me information. So they'll reach out to somebody and they say, hey, tell this lie. Say that you know AJ. Say you talking to Alvin. Just saw a butterfly like fly past, and it seemed like right around that time when I feel like my mom and my sisters wasn't looking the same and acting the same, I started seeing way more butterflies, having way more dreams about like birds and butterflies and stuff like that. Had a dream one time that a whole bunch of flock of birds just, it's like they carried me over to that 2009 Toyota Camry that I bought for my cousin in Novi. I didn't know what had happened, what had taken place, but it's something real messed up that happened with that car. That car sat in Bowman, yo, from February 2021 all the way up until November 2023, yo. You know what I'm saying? That car, the engine literally went out. You know, my uncle Jerby, like he looked out for real, because whoever gave him that $1,000, he gave it to me. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, that car wasn't even worth $1,000, even if the engine was fixed. You know what I'm saying? That was a 2009. So the reason why I made this video, because I think another lie got told on me, yo. And people trying to make it look like I'm some type of fucking tarot card practitioner. I'll be getting some type of futuristic readings and something like that. That's why I think this was in like February or March of 2025 of this year. Somebody literally hacked in my Facebook and just sent some lady a friend request in South Carolina that messed around with futuristic readings and then manipulated me again. I said this before, I say it again. I never held a back and forth conversation with a celebrity. I sent out messages. I sent out plenty of messages to plenty of celebrities. I feel like God talking to me about a lot of these, ladies sometime, or I feel like they be talking to me in code sometime, trying to give me a sign of what's going on around me. You know what I'm saying? But I never talked to the singer SZA. I never talked to Lotto. I feel like God talking to me about them mainly specifically, but I never talked to either one of them. I never talked to any of these ladies. I thought at one point in time that I was like, when it come to like who I'm meant to be with, I thought God was talking to me about Lotto at one point in time. This lady named Storm on IG. It was a few other celebrities, yo. I didn't know. I thought it was a few ladies and probably in St. George or something. I didn't know. I wasn't certain. And another thing, yo. I remember the one lady, this lady, it was this lady, that pulled up in front of the house. She worked at Federal Healthcare. She pulled up on a Quaker Road one day and was talking to my cousin Rainey, basketball coach, her high school basketball coach. She pulled up and gave me a hug because I remember her. You know what I'm saying? She was always cool. I remember her since like 07, 06 when I used to come to St. George, South Carolina. And another girl had pulled up in the front and was like talking to her also. That girl worked at Federal Healthcare. I remember saying she was like attractive, but I never talked to her. You know what I'm saying? Like I never got her number. You know what I mean? I never did that. But ever since the 1st of October, I've been like sneezing and coughing. Yo, something ain't right. I'm gonna go to urgent care. I went to the emergency room the other night to make sure I was good, but now I'm going to urgent care, yo, because I feel like something ain't right. I don't feel like it could be a change of climate, but I don't know. And what make me more mad than anything else is when some nigga would sit back and watch some lady make up a lie about me, yo, and then he would actually jump in character mode and act like he's upset about the lie the lady told. So some lady could frame me and he'd be like, oh, hell no, that's my baby mama. I ain't going out like that. No, fuck that nigga. And he'll be in the gang, right? So he'll tell everybody in his clique to start fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? And then there'll be somebody that's above all of them that's possibly used to be in the gang when they was a teenager, but they joined the Masons, you know, later on. I remember when I was at the testimonial shelter and I brought this up, and I brought up how my dad, granddad, and my granddad and my grandmother, my dad's father and my dad's mother was a Mason in the Eastern Star. You know, they got the symbols on their tombstones. And I was basically just like talking about like, yeah, I think like it's a lot of people that's in that stuff. And this dude was like, what chapter you on? What chapter you on? I'm like, bro, I ain't on no chapter. I'm not a Mason. He was like, I'm a Mason. You know what I'm saying? The Mason is a secret society. I was like, well, if it's a secret, then how I know about it? You know what I'm saying? What you do is a secret. I get that. But what's so weird is, you know, that dude, That dude Eric, that was his name. He basically, every single time I went to the LA mission when I would lead a testimonial shelter, I'll see him around that same area. I couldn't understand how was this dude like getting here this fast. I used to think he was taking Ubers around that area. But he told me that he said the only way you could be a Mason is if somebody recommend you. You can't just be one like when it comes to gang members. So so what I personally believe, what I've been through, what has happened to me is I believe that people has basically joined a whole bunch of different groups and gangs and stuff like that, and then somebody that's above them would possibly be a Mason or be in some type of fraternity or something like that. I recorded a video one time in my Aunt Ethel crib, and that video got hacked immediately. And I said, this is a crib I used to stay at, S-T-A-Y. They hacked it with voice recognition that quick. It said, this is a crib, and it got me saying, this is a crib I used to steal at, S-T-E-A-L. You know what I'm saying? I said S-T-A-Y, stay at. Stay. I used to stay at my Aunt Ethel house. Never stole it from her. I never stole it from her at all. So that's how I know that my image has been depicted to look like a scandalous dude to everybody else. So look, I recorded a video one day. My cousin Niecy got like a certificate in that room that she used to sleep in. That's her mom's crib. That's her mom's house. And I recorded like this Delta sorority like thing that she got like sitting on a dresser. I truly believe that other people that are part of that sorority formed this big alliance against me, and they've been attacking me, you know what I'm saying, ever since. Because they looked at that, and they probably looked at that as going to get some type of an oath that they took to get a part of that. So anytime I ever talk about any kind of organization or gang, the first thing they do is look at me as somebody that's going against some type of a code or rule or anything like that. But they be expecting me to just take this shit and then get lied on and get framed and get sabotaged. So that's the real reason why I've been overlooked and ignored and neglected in a way. That's the real reason why, yo. The main thing I wanted to talk about was those flowers that I went to go get. Because it ain't like that I knew that those flowers was or let me rephrase that, those flowers that I dropped off in my auntie crib, I always used to drive around at nighttime. That's all I did, drive around at night. Pulled up across the street from this convenience store in Grover area, you know what I'm saying? Saw 2 flowers sitting on the garbage can. Basically, somebody threw them away. But the garbage was so damn full, they just set them on top of it. They set them on top of the top that goes to the garbage can over there by that little car wash thing. And I looked at them and I was like, well, damn, some of these are still good. You know, they could take probably a few of these out and then put them in some water or something like that. It was raining outside, yo. And I grabbed one set, dropped it off at my Aunt Zena crib. Another set, dropped it off at my Aunt Ethel crib. And I think that people try to take that and try to make it look like I was doing trying to relay some type of a fucked up message. This is what happened when people are a part of certain organizations and groups and they be doing stuff like that, talking in code and doing things a certain way. They think that everybody else, it mess with their mind. They be thinking that everybody else be doing that same kind of stuff. I'm not a part of any kind of organization. I'm not in the gang. I'm not a Mason. I'm not a part of a fraternity. I'm not a part of some brotherhood or some cult. I never have joined any of that, yo. But there's so many niggas that's in that kind of stuff and they lie and they say that they're not a part of it. People be looking at me like I'm just another one of them niggas that's lying saying I'm not a part of some shit. And I also wanted to address that situation with old girl Chardonnay, yo. Like, all I said was, hey, I apologize, you know what I'm saying? Because she told me something that was like personal, and she wasn't certain if she had like car hepatitis or not. And I sent her a text message when I was like, hey, you still got hepatitis A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I was just playing with her, you feel me? Back in the day, I used to joke around a lot. So every single year, every single month, this is not, at this point in time in my life, this shit that I'm dealing with, it's the same repetitive pattern. It's the same cycle. Every year, somebody else come forth with a new lie, especially somebody that known for me from back in the day. They make up a brand new lie, and then there be some other nigga walking around trying to justify his hatred, trying to justify his malice. The truth is, a lot of people are just moving in the fucked up satanic way, yo. And they want a reason to justify being foul. It's just like me. I go to a family reunion or something, and I'll be at a big ass barbecue. Everybody there know each other, and I stand out. Somebody will fuck with me just because they feel like, nigga, if I could fuck with you, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. You outnumbered. That's how a lot of people was looking at me in California. They was looking at me saying, you are outnumbered. You're not in the gang. I can lie on you. I can fuck with you. I can steal from you. And then everybody is going to do nothing about it because I'm in the gang. That's how they was looking at me. That's what they was saying. You outnumbered. When I came back to Michigan, people was looking at me like, you outnumbered. I can do whatever I want to do with you because you are outnumbered. I can get away with doing the most foul shit to you because you outnumbered. And there'd be somebody else, it'd be some nigga running around beating women, raping women, killing women left and right, and everybody praised that man just because he took a life. Everybody praised the ground that man walk on. That nigga will brag about it, they'll praise him. I'm talking about fucked up shit that I'm dealing with. Listen, I said, I'm moving on for the better. I'm moving to Cali, and that was it, yo. I was still getting on better terms with my family, though. But I said, I'm going to Cali. I'm going to go to Cali. No matter what I've been through with my family, I'm not somebody that's going to be cool with a family member of mine telling a lie about me. Never. Never, yo. Fucking never. But I'm still not going to be somebody that'll walk down the street and see something mess up happen to my family and then just allow that to happen. Never. That ain't never been me. So ain't no telling what kind of brand new lies got told on me, yo. This shit is ongoing. And the next year they gonna come up with another lie. It's gonna be a brand new lie. I'm not fighting some case right now. I can actually be talked to, yo. Somebody can talk to me in person. Ain't nobody doing that though. So my phone been hacked for this long. Why is everybody just sitting back watching this shit? What's shocking me more than anything else is when I was reaching out to my family when I was in California. And I'm like, yo, don't y'all feel like my mom and my sisters look kind of different? Don't y'all think y'all can help me out in this situation? So the truth is, a lot of people be walking around and they be looking at me like, I heard some fucked up shit about you. Ha ha ha. Yeah. I'ma act like it's not a big deal. I'm on the phone talking to people. Yo, I think somebody tried to rape me in my sleep. Oh, for real? Why would somebody do that? That's your response? Oh, for real? Like, that's it? Women helping these gay men make up lies. Tell a gay man to play with your father. Tell a gay man to play with your brother. Tell a gay man to play with your baby daddy. Tell a gay man to play with your boyfriend. You would never do it. So why would these ladies be running around in some funky ass messy way telling some gay man to make up a lie about me, playing with me like that? Tell a gay man to play with your son. You would never do it. Your male cousin, your uncle, your nephew. Tell a gay man to play with him. You wouldn't do it. Every year, the same exact repetitive pattern happens. So when I moved to Cali, the first thing they did was start fucking with me, yo, because somebody made up a messed up lie about me. And a bunch of people in Cali said, yeah, I don't like that nigga because I heard this and that about him. I'm in Cali. You hear all kind of crazy messed up stuff about people all day, every day. So what made me so much of a target? Because I'm a prophet for God. And there's a lot of people that just don't rock with that. So they gonna try to contradict me being a part of the 144,000 Israelites. A lot of people don't worship God, yo. Just want to look for a reason to justify being the way they be. Whatever happened in the future, I prayed, I did. I know God love me. People don't realize that's what you got to answer to when all of this is over and done with. Whenever this world comes to an end, whether it's 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now, a million years from now, you gotta answer to God. Ain't no escaping that.